Very good morning, all of you. Request you to please confirm the audio and video is clear to everyone. Can you please confirm, guys? If the
Yes, sir.
audio and video is clear to everyone and the screen is properly visible and clear.
Yes,
Yes,
it
sir.
is clear.
Clear.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, one specific guidance for those whose names are coming like OnePlus or Samsung or whatever Galaxy. Please change your names, okay, so that it will be easier for me to communicate with you guys. Good morning, Manasa. Good morning, Naveen. Now, so today will be more of an orientation session of SBR because SBR is a paper where you are required to understand two things. Okay, one is the IFRS, another is the paper. The paper SBR, it's in itself is a paper where if you don't understand the paper, what exactly the intention of the examiner, it will be difficult to clear the exam even if you are an expert in IFRS. Okay, so you need to understand the paper much in detail. Okay, so in this orientation session I'll be discussing how exactly is the paper, what exactly will be our approach, and what exactly should be your approach for the exams. Okay, now this is what will be our discussion agenda today. Now, giving an introduction about myself, CA Vishal Jain, and also a tutor for ACCA financial reporting and strategic business reporting, and tutor for CA final financial reporting. Okay, now in my past batches, as I've seen the history, around 50% of the students are from CA background. Just have to check, just want to check how many of you are from CA background. Come on, guys. Just want to check. No, otherwise, just want to check how many. Okay, Kedar is from CA background. Anyone else? Okay, Rimpi, Naveen, Manasa, Vineet, Ekta. Okay, how many so far? I think around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great, great. So again, the around the percentage or the mix is same, the 50-50. In my last batches also, it was the same mix. Okay, no worries. So now, students who are from CA background, okay, either you are qualified CA or you are semi-qualified CA, irrespective of that fact, please, one thing that you have to keep in mind, the students from CA background think that they do have the knowledge about Ind AS from CA background, okay, and Ind AS is majorly same IFRS. So if they have the knowledge of IFRS, so the SBR paper will be comparatively easier for them. I'll say yes also, I'll say no also. Understand why? The reason. And that's the major reason of their failure as well. Okay, so understand, guys, I totally accept that you will have the knowledge of IFRS. Okay, and that level of knowledge of IFRS is not required here as well. But what is required in CA final, you might be asked to solve a particular question, but if you see a question of SBR, the approach will be altogether different. Like for example, in in CA final SBR, you will be asked to calculate goodwill, you will be asked to prepare the consolidated financial statements. But if you talk about ACCA SBR, they'll not ask like that. Okay, they will ask you to calculate goodwill and communicate goodwill, explain the goodwill to the investors. Okay, they might ask you to discuss a financial reporting issue, they might ask you to discuss an ethical issue around the accounting issue. Okay, so the paper will be altogether different. Okay, so you need to understand the paper in much detail. Okay, and we will be understanding this SBR paper in every class through questions or through concepts. Okay, so the link, and you have to understand here, when a question comes in CA final, okay, so what happens, if let's suppose a question is being discussed in from a leaser's perspective, they will talk only from the leaser's perspective. But when a question comes in SBR, it will not be the case. A question will test you on leases plus investment properties plus some other standard also. Okay, so there will be a mix of 4 or 5 standards. So in CA final, a question can come in silos, but whereas in SBR, ACC SBR, it will never be the case that the question is coming in silos or standalone from one separate or one single standard. Okay, it will not be the case. So that's the reason this paper is altogether different from your CA final paper, and that's the reason I want to understand who all are from CA background, so that I just want to give this message to them. Okay, now Understanding of the ACCA SBR syllabus. Your syllabus will be divided into 5 parts. One will be financial reporting framework. Basically, if you are aware, we have studied something like called as a conceptual framework in ACCA financial reporting as well. And the students who are coming from CA final background, they would have studied this in CA final as well, right? So both the students, both set of students would have studied conceptual framework in their respective curriculum. Okay, and this is an extended form of that one basically. But in SBR, the implication of this is, see, when you in CF and FR or in ACCFR, okay, you would have studied the conceptual framework in standalone, that what is the meaning of a framework, okay, but wherein when you will study that framework in in SBR paper, you will link what is the definition of an asset given as per the framework, what is the definition of an asset given in the particular standard, and if they are in talking in the same line or they are conflicting with each other, and if at all they are conflicting, why they are conflicting. So that is the intent behind the conceptual framework study in SBR paper. I hope you guys are understanding the fact. Okay, now only thing I will require from you guys is constant support. Okay, I need constant messages going in the chat box. I don't need a silent. Okay, I don't want that I'm just giving lectures and you guys are just listening. Okay, I want a complete interactive class. That's what is the whole intent of taking a live class. Okay, I want a complete interactive session. Don't treat me as your mentor, treat me as your friend and discuss openly. Okay, whatever queries you have, just put in the chat box. Okay, if might be the case that I'm not taking up your query, I will take it going forward. But yes, you have to put your query then and that time itself. Now, your syllabus will be divided into 5 parts, as I was mentioning. First is the conceptual framework, that is a financial reporting framework. Then will be the understanding of multiple IFRS. Then we'll be discussing about group accounting. You must ask me, sir, why have you not put this group accounting in understanding of IFRS? Definitely, group accounting is also a part of IFRS itself, but I'm keeping it separate because even the examiner wants to keep it separate. Okay, because the examiner specifically says that as part of question number 1, I will test group accounting itself, right? So that's the reason I keep group accounting separate, even though it is a part of the IFRS itself. Okay, now the part D is interpretation of IFRS or financial statements. What is the meaning of interpretation? Okay, if you are from ACCA FR background, you would have studied interpretation of financial statements, the ratio analysis in your ACCA FR, right? But if you are from CA final background or from CA background, basically you do not have studied this interpretation of FS. So don't you worry at all about it. What exactly happens in interpretation of financial statements? See, in the growing era, in this growing era, it's not only about reporting. It's not only about reporting the financial statement caption number, that what is the revenue or what is the cost, what is the gross profit. No, it's not only about that. In this era, the investors majorly look into the KPIs, right? And that's wherein a concept like MIS comes in, right? I hope all of you are aware of the term called MIS, wherein the important KPIs are reported to the investors. Come on, guys. Right, so that's what we have to study here also. We are not an accountant, right? So ACCA SBR paper tells that vice you are not an accountant. Okay, till FR paper you were an accountant, but now when you come to SBR you are not an accountant. Okay, so here what you have to understand is how to determine that for which type of industry what KPI is important and how do we need to report those KPIs. Okay, key performance indicators to the investors. Okay, so first of all we need to understand the outlook of the investors, what are the requirements of the investors, what are the investors looking for in the financial statements. Okay, and what is the parameters, what are the parameters on which the investors base their economic decisions. Okay, and accordingly we might have to identify the key performance indicators and then report in the interpretation of financial statements. And the name of this chapter is called as APM, which is called as additional performance measures. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now part E is other chapters. Now in other chapters I will be discussing about few important technical articles. I will be discussing the current issues with you. Okay, all these things will be studying in this chapter. Okay, now there are other chapters called as SMEs, IFRS for SME. We'll be discussing all those here. Okay, now so this is your understanding of the syllabus given by ACCA. Okay, but now this is not the way we will study in the class. We will be studying in the class in these 6 blocks. in these 6 blocks. This will be our approach. This will be our approach. This will be our approach. Okay, now in block 1 we'll be discussing first about non-current assets, then leases, and then impairment of assets, because I feel that these 3 chapters are linked to each other. Now once you study non-current assets, leases, and impairment of assets, you will get a brief understanding of from an assets perspective. Then I'll go to P&L, and I will discuss revenue, provisions, events after reporting date, financial instruments, and financial reporting framework. And then I'll take up in block number 3, share-based payments, employee benefits, and taxes. And in block 4, I will be discussing group accounting, forex, non-current assets held for sale, and discontinued operations. I will tell you, from these 3 blocks, okay, I don't know how much marks question can come in the exam. Okay, but from this block, I can certainly say a question of 30 marks is coming in the exam. But now you might ask me that, sir, if this is certain, why are we not studying this as part of block 1? Because to study group accounting, there might be adjustments pertaining to non-current assets. There might be adjustments pertaining to leases or share-based payments or employee benefits. So for studying the chapter of group accounting, you need to have an understanding of all these standards. Okay, it is then only you can study group accounting. I hope that is clear to all of you. Now, then we will study ethics and additional performance measures, and then other miscellaneous topics, which will have other small topics like IFRS for SMEs, technical articles, then current issues. All those will be studying there. Okay, so this is how we will go ahead in the class. Okay, this is how we will go ahead in the class. Okay, so we'll be discussing block by block. Okay, now exam pattern. If you discuss the exam pattern, so exam pattern is, you know that exam will be asked for 100 marks, and the time allotted is 3 hours 15 minutes. The exam paper will be divided into 2 parts, section A and section B. Section A will again have 2 questions, question number 1 and question number 2. In the question number 1, they will discuss from group accounting plus the adjustments from IAS and IFRS. So that's what I've said here. The group accounting will have adjustments from these IFRS and or IAS. That's the reason why we are studying this as a part of block number 4. Otherwise, I would have taken it as a part of block number 1, because question of 30 marks is certain, right? So first, my always approach is first complete what is certain, okay, then complete what is uncertain. Okay, now question number 2 is coming from ethics and IAS and IFRS again. So this ethics, understanding of ethics. Okay, what is the meaning of ethics? Ethics means, are we doing everything on an ethical ground or not? Okay, now to understand is everything going on an ethical ground or not, you need to understand the intent of the standard setting board. You need to understand the intent of a standard setting board behind every provision. Understand what is the meaning of ethical issue first. See, whenever there is an accounting provision that this should be treated this way, there is always an underlying intent of the standard setting board, because the standard setting board would have thought that if I make this provision this way, the entity will do the accounting treatment this way. Now, in the market, there are accountants, there are industrialists who try to beat that intent, who try to defeat that intent. And whenever accountant or an industrialist or a business person try to defeat the intent of the standard setting board, that's called an ethical issue. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand the intent, and that's the reason why we are studying the ethics at the end, because when you would have understood the intent, the understanding of the defeat is very much easy. So I will say ethics, I will take only 1 hour to discuss with you. It's only 1 hour discussion, because the ultimate discussion of ethics I would have done here, block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4, I would have done already, right? Here in block 5 ethics, I will just say how to link. I will just describe how to link or how to present your paper in the exam. That's all from an ethical perspective. But the ultimate understanding you will get in the block 1, block 2, block 3, and block 4. So whenever I am discussing in the class, why is the accounting standard or the IAS or the IFRS states like this, So always focus on why, because when you were in ACCFR or CA final FR, the understanding of what was sufficient to pass the exam, but in SBR, the understanding of what is not sufficient to pass the exam. You have to understand why. Okay, so start questioning why. Okay, if you will not understand why, SBR will be difficult paper. Okay, now section B will again have two questions, question number 3 and question number 4. Question number 3 will be from IS and IFRS. Okay, again, but it will also have some financial reporting issues, which we call as management commentary, or we can call it as financial reporting issues. Okay, so there will be an accounting issue in the question, which you have to identify and state whether the accounting treatment given by the management is correct or incorrect, and if it is incorrect, what should be the correct accounting treatment. Okay, now question number 4 will be from IS or IFRS plus additional performance measures, and in the latest trend, I can say a question on current issue also gets tested as part of question number 3 or question number 4 Okay, so now this is the pattern of the question. Now this question comes for 30 marks, this question comes for 20 marks, this question comes for 25 marks, this question comes for 25 marks, totaling to 100 marks. This is the exam pattern. So what we have studied so far is what is the syllabus that the ACCA SBR states, what will be our approach in the discussion of our class. Okay, what is the exam pattern. Okay, now coming to exam approach, this is your approach I'm discussing. Okay, this is your approach in which I will be your help. Okay, in which I will be helping you out. Okay, this is your approach. See, this is I have discussed my approach, I have discussed ACCA approach, I have discussed exam approach. This is your approach. Now this is your approach. Understand, SBR paper is not a paper of number. No, SBR is not a paper of number like CA final FR or ACCA FR, wherein you have to just calculate a particular number and tick it mark that it is correct or it is wrong. No, it's not that. It's not a paper of number, rather it's paper of interpretation. You have to state your logics. Okay, understand, even a technical article on the paper, on SBR paper, says that SBR paper. Okay, see, in exam, generally what happens when you write an answer, one answer will be a right answer, another, if you don't write that answer, it is a wrong answer, right? So, but in SBR, it doesn't happen that way. If I am writing one answer and another student is writing another answer, examiner says both the answers are right answers. Basically, in SBR, there is no wrong answer. There is no wrong answer. So then how will I get marks? Will everyone get full marks? No, you will get the marks for your justification. You will get the marks for your justification. You will get the marks for your logical reasoning. How well you can prove that point is on the basis of that you will get the marks. Okay, on the basis of that you will get the marks. So you have to justify how, and how well you can justify is is the basis on which your marks will differ. Okay, so and what and how will this interpretation skills arise? By understanding why. So in the class, I will always be discussing why, and you have to make a note of why for each and every provision, Now, so again, in ACCA FR or CA final FR, okay, there was much of a, you can say, calculations involved. In SBR, there is much of a communication involved. So now when you see any SBR paper, see any past SBR paper, okay, any past SBR paper, you will not find much of calculations. You will find much of theory. Anyone seen ACCA past SBR paper? Anyone? Come on, guys, tell me. Anyone here saw past paper of SBR? No. You guys have practice kit. You guys have practice kit in your hand as of now? No. Okay. Once you get your practice kit, if anyone has, please open, just turn around the pages and see. Just turn around the pages and see. Okay, I'll show it to you guys. Don't you worry. Though I'm traveling as of now, so I don't have my own laptop as of here. So I'm just using one of my colleagues' laptop, basically one of my friend's laptop. So just a minute, I'll just see if I can show it to you guys. No, it will not be here. This one. No. Okay, might be in the next class. We'll discuss. I'll show it to you. Don't worry. In the next class I'll show it too. But if anyone has the practice and revision kit, just turn around the pages. You will see very less of calculations involved and much of theoretical discussions in the answers. So SBR paper is not an accounts paper wherein you have to solve questions. No, you have to write theory. You have to write theory. Okay, you have to write the theory. Okay, now as I was mentioning at the start of the class that SBR paper will focus on 2-3 standards. Whenever a question in SBR paper comes, okay, it will focus not only on one standard, it will focus on 3 standards or 4 standards might be the case. Okay, now I will talk about the latest question that came in the March 23. Okay, question number 2, I believe. Question number 2 was from, you know what? It was tested from IFRS 15. It was tested from IAS 38, IAS 38, plus it also tested from IAS 16 perspective. So now one question talks from 3 standards, because think practically, guys. When you come across any accounting issue practically, let's suppose you are working in any corporate firm, okay, and you come across any financial reporting issue, do you think any one particular standard will apply in that case? No, it might be the case that more than one standards are getting applied. So now SBR paper makes you in the corporate ready, professional world ready. Okay, because in the professional world you will not get one particular a case study wherein only one particular standard is getting attracted. Okay, so what is the orientation of SBR is SBR wants the students or the candidates to be professional world ready. So that's why question will come from 2-3 standards at least. Now FR was more of a question based, whether it is for ACC FR or CFNL FR, they were more of a question based. However, SBR is more of a real life case study based. Okay, this SBR is case study based. Now, when I say case study based, in all my batches, I've seen that some students struggle, sir, case study based. It might not be the case that I might not be able to understand the paper. No, if you have done, if you will do all my classes regularly, this is my guarantee. SBR is my guarantee in that case. But only thing that I expect from you is please attend live class to the extent possible. Okay, I understand that all of you are working professionals, but and you might someday you will not be able to attend the classes, and that's totally fine. But to the extent it is possible, please attend the live classes. Tanya saying being a CMA or ICWA FR paper was exempted from me. No, it will not be challenged. CMA FR is more or less like CA final FR also. Okay, if you have studied FR there, fine. If you have not studied FR there also, then also fine, because here in SBR paper I will be discussing everything from the scratch, assuming a student is complete blank. I will be discussing everything from the very scratch. So don't you worry at all about that. Now, again, just the knowledge of IFRS is not sufficient to pass SBR exam. You need to understand the SBR paper as well, which we are discussing as of now. Okay. Now, examiner will definitely test you on current issues, which we'll discuss in the class. So don't don't you worry at all about that. All those things. Okay. Yes, as I was mentioning, right answer is definitely right, but wrong answer is also right here. The wrong answer is also right here. The wrong answer is also right here, but you have to justify with your logic behind the wrong answer. Okay, basically you have to justify if you can justify a point, you will get the marks for that. So you have to justify. Okay, so in SBR paper, you have to work on your skills, not on IFRS. Okay, you have to work on your skills. Now, success formula for SBR. classes, to the extent possible, please attend it live. No, Vineet, no. As I am telling it, just focus on the classes, okay? See, for all of you guys, come on, listen to me, all of you, please. For SBR, success formula is only one thing: do as I say. Whatever I'm saying, please trust me as your faculty. Please trust me and do whatever I'm guiding, okay? I can guarantee that you will not face challenges in that case, okay? And when it comes to writing the language in the exam, you have to write in a normal layman terms, okay? Normal language, normal English. Now, study text. Many students ask me, sir, do I need to study the study text? I will say two things here. My classes will have something more than study text. Definitely not less. But still, I will always recommend that after every class, please read the study text, okay? Whichever material you are using, either BPP or Kaplan, though I will recommend to use BPP because I will be using BPP in my classes, but still you can use either of them. Both are equally good. There is no challenge in that, okay? Now, just for the sake of easy reference, if you use BPP, it will be good because in my classes, I will be using BPP, okay? Now, I will recommend to just read the study text after every classes, because what happens when I am saying something, you will definitely understand. But after the class, if you just read it once, it will become concrete. So just what I want to understand, what I want to impart here is after every class, just read it once, okay? And if you have any queries, discuss that with me in the next class. Okay, but don't keep your queries accumulated. Okay, whenever you get the query, just write message in the WhatsApp group, but I will not be taking it up now in the WhatsApp group. I will be taking in the classes, okay, so that everyone will get benefited out of it. Now, revision kit used for the assignments. Okay, I will be giving assignments from the revision kit which you have to solve on a regular basis. Technical articles, I will be telling it to you which technical article to read when, that I will give you. Okay, otherwise you don't need to worry about anything else. Now, past papers, I will tell you when to refer past papers and which past papers to refer. Otherwise, I will not anything so far. Approach for examiner report, this I will be guiding in my classes. Okay, now class notes will be shared to you guys after every classes. Okay, after every class, I will be sharing this class notes, the PDF copy of the class notes to you guys in the WhatsApp group, which I will recommend you to take a print of it. Okay, you to take a print of it. But when I'm taking these classes, okay, understand guys, see what will happen, I will definitely write the notes here, okay, but I don't want you to focus much on writing the notes. Okay, definitely whatever you want to write, you can write it off, but my intent here is to you should focus in the class more on what I am saying and less on what I am writing, because what I'm writing, definitely you will get it after the class, but listen to what I'm saying. Okay, because I will talk more from a why perspective, and this why you will not find anywhere written in a study text. Okay, so please focus on what I am saying. Definitely always have a notebook, a pen, a BPP study text, BPP workbook, a calculator always with you in the class. Calculator, definitely you can purchase this one, or if you want, you can take scientific calculator with no memory function. Okay, so you can take this calculator in the class. Study format, it should be cumulative study format. It should be cumulative study format. Sir, what is the meaning of cumulative format? Let's suppose I start the discussion of non-current assets. Okay, no question is a stupid question, we need no worries. Study material BPP work will also be shared post class. No, study material will not be shared, Vinith. That you have to purchase it separately. Okay, now non-current assets, let's suppose I'm discussing non-current assets, and it let's suppose it takes 4 classes. Okay, so let's suppose non-current assets lecture 1 got over, you have to revise that. After lecture 2 got over, you have to revise lecture 1 plus lecture 2. Okay, lecture 3 got over, you have to revise lecture 1 plus lecture 2 plus lecture 3. Lecture 4 got over, you have to revise lecture 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Non-current assets got over, keep it aside. Now let's suppose I started leases. So leases again will have 4 lectures. Okay, so start leases lecture 1, leases, then lecture 2, 1 plus 2, then 1 plus 2 plus 3, then 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. This is how you have to go ahead. Now let's suppose leases got over, then you have to revise non-current assets plus leases. Then let's suppose impairment of assets also got over, then you have to revise non-current assets plus leases plus impairment of assets. Basically you have to study cumulatively. Okay, what will happen when you would have studied, when you will go in third class, the first class will become very easy and it will not take much time to revise. Okay, but everything, but if you start studying cumulatively, you know the benefit of it. Students have said to me in the past, sir, when I follow this cumulative approach, which I recommended them, first thing, everything becomes quite easier. Second thing, they start linking the concepts. Why happened? Why? Because let's suppose now I'm studying block 3. Okay, now just I have completed block 2, then again you will go and revise block 1 and then block 2. Then you might have studied something in revenue which is linked with non-current assets. You will start linking that. Let's suppose I have purchased a non-current asset. So that is when I will purchase a non-current asset, for me it's IS 16, but for the person who has sold that non-current asset, for them it is revenue, right? So you will start seeing this link. And that is how the questions are tested in the exam. So that's the reason why I'm asking you to do a cumulative study. Definitely it will require time. It will require investment of time, but trust me, that will be an investment and not an expenditure. Okay, so please follow cumulative study approach. In our today's class, I'm not starting any specific topic. Okay, but I will be discussing few things. So today is 11th of March, and we will have our exam on 9th of June, right? So we have complete April, May, June. We have complete 3 months time, right? What I'm saying here is we will be completing our syllabus by 15th of May. We'll be completing our syllabus by 15th of May. Okay, so now the time period to complete the syllabus will be 2.5 months. Or rather, I will say 2 months only, not 2.5 months. The time period to complete the syllabus will be 2 months. Okay, why? Because our next class will not be tomorrow, because as you know that I'm traveling. Our next class will be from 25th of March. Okay, our next class will be 25th of March. Okay, so now just our next class will be on 25th of March. So now we'll definitely have only 2 months time. We'll definitely have only 2 months time to complete the syllabus. Okay, now definitely this will get completed. That's not challenge. Definitely I have to take some extra classes, which I will take. Okay, because in this 2 months time, it's not generally it's not practically possible to complete the syllabus. So I will take some weekday classes, but under there is no challenge if anyone is not able to attend it live, the weekday classes. No worries in that, because in the weekday classes I will be taking up the topics which will be different from the regular weekend classes, and these topics will be topics which if you attend a week recorded also, that's totally fine. Okay, so don't you worry at all about it. Okay, now this period has to be utilized in giving tests, mock tests and revisions. Okay, so this is how we will be going ahead in our class. Okay, I hope that is clear to all of you. Come on guys, anyone having any questions? Okay, fair enough. So that's all for the day, guys. Not taking it much today. But I believe yes, Manasa, I will be reviewing one mock test for everyone. Okay, one mock test for everyone. We need weekday classes will be the same 5 hours. No. I'll tell you first thing. Our regular classes will be on Saturday, Sunday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's for 4 hours, I believe, right? 10, 11, 12, 1, right? It's for 4 hours. It's for 4 hours, okay? Our weekday classes will be 2 days. 2 days, okay? Okay, that will be of around 2.5 hours. 2 to 2.5 hours, okay? See, definitely I'll try to take tests after the each block completion, but that test will not be full-fledged test. Okay, that test will be not full-fledged test. That will be like I will be giving you certain assignments to discuss with you guys, and you have to solve and send it to me. And what I'll do is, rather than evaluating it on a single student by student basis, what I'll do rather is I will discuss the whole of the question in the class, and we will discuss in the class. Okay, weekday classes timing I will have to plan it off. Okay, I will have to plan it off, and then I'll set with the timing. Okay, mostly it will be in the evening, because there are certain international students also who will have some struggle in attending it morning. Okay, so we'll keep it in the evening itself. Okay, now that's all guys, that's all for the day. So it will be 2.5 hours classes, not much. Okay, and we'll keep in the classes after we'll decide the timing with after discussing it with you. Okay, will not be it will not be information, it will be discussion. Okay, in the next class I will discuss the timing with you, and then only I'll finalize it up. Okay, that's all for the day guys. Okay, sure, we'll keep it in mind, Ravi. And yes, from next class I don't want to see any OnePlus, Samsung Galaxy. Okay, I don't want to see all those things from next class. Okay, bye bye. Yes, Vinip, tell me. No, we will not have class tomorrow as I'm traveling. Okay, though I wanted to start from 25th itself, the batch, but yes, I started it before, so that at least I'll take an orientation session today. Now we'll have the classes from 25th of March. Okay.
Hello. So can you hear me now? Hello.
Hello.
Sir, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So from exactly do we need from where do we need to buy the material, the BPP workbook?
You can have a word with the VGLD team. They will help you out in that.
Okay. Sorry, sir. I might have went there. Sorry.
Again, no worries in that. You can, if you want to purchase a book, you can contact the VGLD team. They'll definitely help you with that. Okay. For every classes, you will get a link in the WhatsApp group. Okay. And yes, I'll definitely share these notes in the today's class right now after the class. Okay. That's all for the day, guys. Bye-bye.